I will welcome you again to our next lesson in science, and it is all about physical change. So, in this lesson, you will learn about physical change and the various ways it takes place. To get an idea of what happens to matter when it undergoes physical change, view the next video. Physical change.
Matter is the physical substance that is all around us. It comes in varied forms, from the ground beneath our feet to the air we breathe, to the blood that flows through our veins. Matter can take on a variety of physical characteristics. It can exist as a solid, liquid, or gas. Physical changes occur in matter that can cause it to change its form or physical appearance. Solids can change to liquids and then into gas when heat is applied.
Ice cube melt.
When cooled, gas can turn to liquid and liquid can turn to solid. It can change color, shape, and undergo a variety of other changes in appearance when physical change occurs. For example, ice takes the form of crystals which bind together, forming hard, solid blocks. But when heat is applied and physical change occurs, its appearance changes to smooth, movable liquid form that takes the shape of whatever contains it. A carbonated beverage, too, can change in appearance dramatically when physical change occurs. Shake up a can of root beer and you'll see it change from a bubbly liquid to an explosive, foamy, gaseous mess. A physical change involves changes to matter that can be observed but do not change the identity of the substances. In other words, the atoms are not rearranged, they just change in state. In both of our examples, the physical appearance of matter changed, but the substances still remained the same. Examples of physical change can be seen all around us. What physical changes will you observe today?
Okay. We are done with the video. Now you are going to do your activity explore around. So, the materials there are not available in our home, right? What you need. Our activity is entitled Melt It, Tear It, and Boil It. So what you need is 2 bakers, old or broken crayons, tripod, wire gauze, match, alcohol lamp, tongs, piece of paper, scissors, and waters. But sad to say, class, that we are not in school, so what you are going to do is only watch the videos I am providing with you. So you are only watching my videos, ha. I have videos for this activity in crayon, in paper, and in water. So in your house, do not do this. Just look or observe what happens in the video, ha. Okay, do you understand? So let's start with your activity in Melt It. And the materials in Melt It is the crayon, all broken crayon. What to do? Place a small or old piece of crayon in the beaker. So in the video, it is a pan. Observe how it looks. So observe how it looks. In the table, there is before. So before proceeding the activity, what old piece crayon looks like. So write it on the table in your module. In your module, ha, do not answer the book. Before. what the crayons look like. Let's start so that you have an observation in after. Look at the crayons carefully. Observe. Write your observation in the column after. Tada! And that was melting crayon. It is all about melting crayon. That was the first activity. Now, answer the table in your module. What is your observations in before and after? The second video is the paper tearing. Tiring, magisi og papel. So, what have you observed before? Before. Oh. Before, the paper is whole. And after, you will observe after what happened to the paper. Write it on the table that you can find in your modules. Do not write in your book. Okay, and that was the paper tearing, the second video. Write your observation before and after in your module. The third activity is the water.
So as we add heat to
Water boils. Okay, observe the video before and what happens after.
So as we add heat to water, the water molecules begin moving faster, and some of them spread out and form a gas. We call that gas water vapor.
That is a
And that's
beaker
what's
class.
inside the bubbles
Beaker
you see.
yung gigamit.
These bubbles rise to the surface, and this is what we call boiling. So we'll start with the water molecule. The red is oxygen, and the two white atoms are hydrogen. That's
H2O.
H2O. Water molecules are always moving. When we add heat, they move faster. And if we add enough heat, they'll spread out and they'll form a gas. We call that gas water vapor. Note that there's nothing between the atoms here. The black is empty space. To understand why bubbles form during boiling, imagine a group of water molecules, and as you add heat, some of them spread out and form a gas, water vapor. When they spread out, they push the molecules around them away, and that forms the bubble that you see. That bubble rises to the surface. That's boiling. Remember, there are only water molecules in those bubbles. They're very energetic water molecules in the form of a gas, which we call water vapor.
Water molecules in the form of gas. Okay, that's all for our activity. Now answer the third table. Water boils. Observation before and after. Okay, again, you are going to watch the videos. Do not do this in your house. Okay, na naman tayo video. Just look and observe. Okay, physical change. Physical change is a change that affects the form or appearance of a material but not its composition or chemical identity. Ma-affect iyang form, nalain iyang forma, pero the composition is the same. For example, I have a pencil. If I broke the pencil, if I broke this pencil, its composition or identity is always or remain the same as pencil. No, pencil gihapon, bisag mabali na siya, pencil siya gihapon. So that is an example of physical change. Affects the form, ni gamay siya, but pencil gihapon siya, yung identity. Okay. This means that the material did not transform into a new substance after the change. So, wala ma-change ang matter into a new substance. So, let's go to physical change. It's classified into two. What are these? Reversible change and irreversible change. So, physical change is classified into two. These are reversible change and irreversible change. Reversible change is can return to their original form. Reverse. From the word reverse, can return to their original form. Example, water. Nahimo si Jang, ice. Water turns to ice. Ice turns to water. Irreversible. Cannot return to their original form. Cannot return to their original form. Example, we have the paper tearing. So, this is the paper. Cannot return to their original form. This is the size of the paper. If I will tear this paper, is it in the same size? Paper lang gihapon siya, pero how about its size, its length? Ni gamay, di ba? Ni gamay, no? And another example is slice a fruit. So, example, I have papaya. So, I will slice a papaya. If you slice a papaya, na-change ba siya into mango? Na-change ba siya into an apple? No, right? So, it is a physical change. But, the size and its form changes. Ni gamay, kayo mo mang-slice, pareha itong paper nga imong gitear na ni gamay into small pieces. And also, slicing fruits, it is always remain the same as fruit, but nakat na siya, nagamay na siya. Change of state. Okay, there are many. As you have learned, matter exists in 3 states lang, diba? In your lower grades, we have solid, liquid, and gas. The molecules of solids are arranged in fixed positions and vibrate but do not move past one another. The molecules of liquids move about the slide past one another, whereas the molecules of gases move freely at high speed past one another. So now let's go to the types of physical change. O, diba? Ningon ko ninyo nga mag-study ta og ways, various ways or different ways. So let's start with melting. Melting is the change of state from solid into liquid. Solid into liquid. Energy is form of heat is added to or absorbed by a solid. So, once a solid absorb og heat, pareha sa activity ninyo ganiha sa cryon melting, it is an example of melting. So, examples is ice cream, di ba? Mulanay man ang ice cream when it absorb heat. Manang isod dyan na sa ref, kaya mo melt na dyan na sila. Another example is candle melting as it burns. Oh, once the candle melts, it will form again into wax. Mubalik ra gyapon na siya pero lahi na iyang forma, dili na pa elongated, dili na patindog ang candle. So ni short in length na siya, but candle lang gyapon na siya. So that is melting. The second is freezing. Freezer is the process in which a liquid changes into a solid. From liquid becomes solid. This process involves the release or loss of heat such that the molecules of a liquid no longer have enough energy to move freely and slide past one another. So, freezing. Isud sa ref, or hindi mulanay. Example, ice cubes inside a freezer. So, freezing na siya. Ang mga liquid, huwag mong isud sa fridge. Mahimo dyan na siyang solid. Just like ice cubes. Evaporation. So, what is evaporation? Is the process in which a liquid changes into a gas. Liquid changes into a gas. Gikan sa liquid, saka ni. This process requires the addition or absorption of heat, which allows the molecules of the liquid to move fast and overcome the forces of attraction between them. Example is heating water in the kettle. Steam comes out. So, ini-evap. So, there is absorption of heat. Tungod sa heat, mo boil ang water, boil. So, that is a physical change, no? Ni-boil ang water. And then, the steam comes out. Aso bitaw na, kay tungod sa kainit. That steam or the smoke coming out is called the evaporation. Evaporation na siya. Next is condensation. Condensation is a change of state from a gas to liquid. So, binali siya. Ang evaporation, reverse sa evaporation. Kaya ang evaporation from liquid to gas. So, ang condensation is from gas to liquid. This process involves the release or loss of heat. Heat refers to water vapor in the air changing into liquid water. So, ganiha, ang evaporation is the absorption of heat. Ni absorption sa heat mo ni boil siya o nag-steam ni aso. Kani, loss of heat siya, nawad-an og heat. It refers to water vapor in the air changing into liquid water. Example for condensation is Dew drops on leaves. Gikan sa gas siya na form into liquid kanang jamog kanang mga mo wake up early bitaw mo class, you will saw that leaves on the plants have water. No. Jamog ba? Tugnaw gali na tag sa dew. Mauna sa condensation. Dew drops on leaves na jamog sa leaves na water. So try it last. Wake up early and you will do this in your performance task. Wake up early and find out leaves. Maadto mo sa mga garden sa iyong mama din. Look for leaves nga na ay dewdrops of water, na ay tubig. Next is droplets of water on the outer surface of cold glasses. So, kani, minom kag coke, minom kag cold water. Kanang book na ako teacher. Have you observed that the glass has droplets of water? Na mo gawas bitaw sa baso na ay mga dewdrops po gani mo to gali na sa kabugnaw. So that is an example of condensation. Gikan na siya sa gas and turns to liquid. Next is sublimation. Sa kaning sublimation. However, a solid can change directly into a gas without passing through the liquid state. From solid ko no mo diretso ra sa gas without passing through the liquid state. Sublimation to take place, heat must be observed. Absorption of heat gihapon ning sublimation. Pero when heated, dili na siya ma-form sa liquid, diretso na siya sa gas. Examples is dry ice. In your book, example is dry ice. You can see the picture in page 88. Next is the deposition. What is deposition? Or also known as sublimation. Is the process in which a gas changes into a solid without passing through the liquid state. So, binali sa sublimation. Ang deposition is from gas changes into solid nga wala gihapon ni agi og liquid. Gikan sa gas ma-form into solid nga wala ni agi og liquid state. So, we have example is frost on tree branches. Frost on leaves. So, it happens class when it is very cold. Katong na ay mga winter nga weather. Dili naman na mo agi og liquid, dili naman na mo agi murag ice water. Ice water kintahay. Diretso naman as just no. Diretso naman na mo gahahi tungod sa kabugnaw sa ilang weather. Winter. Adto ni mahitabo ni sa ila, di ni mahitabo sa ato. Sublimation. Next, we have physical deformation. Mga physical deformation na punta kanang nangalain nagporma. We have first cutting and tearing. So in cutting, we will use scissors. And in tearing, we can also use our hands. So what is cutting? Cutting is a material refers to breaking apart of its surface or producing smaller pieces of it using a sharp edge tool. So, sharp edge tool like scissors. I will get scissors Ta-da! So, this is a scissor. It is used for cutting. Now, next, what is tearing? Is creating a hole or a slit in a material as a result of a forceful pull. Forceful pull unit. Creating a hole or split. Manay tearing. Now, let's go to denting. And it changed, cutting and tearing is an example of physical deformation na deforman tungod sa pag-cut, tungod pud sa pag-tear, na deform siya. Next is Denting. Saan nag-denting? From the word dentist, denting. Denting is causing a depression on the surface of a material by a blow or forceful hit by another object. Forceful hit. So, i-hit by another object. Example is dent the handlebar of the bicycle. O, kanang magkumpuni ka, na-bent bito siya, kanang nangabawog ba, nga part sa bike. So, imo na sidyang i-dent. Dent the handlebar of the bicycle. Next is stretching. Stretching. What is stretching? Dili ni pi ha? It's a form of physical deformation in which a material is made longer without tearing or breaking it. Example, rubber bands, lastiko, door strings, and others. Pwede po ka ng mga pugong class, ka ng pang ponytail, o mo na stretching, ka ng mo stretch siya na. Ma-stretch siya. Next is shattering. Is breaking up matter into pieces like what cutting and tearing do. However, cutting tools or hands are not used to shatter an object. Instead, a strong amount of force from a heavy object. So, shattering is also, example for this is hammer or stone breaking the matter. So, you need a hammer. Ana, dok-dok. Pwede pod og stone, imong idok-dok. Na-break ang usa ka matter, nabuak. Mo nay gitawag og shattering. And it is a physical change kay wa man siya mautro iyang forma kintahay gadukdok kag simento. Imong dokdokon kay ganahan na ka mag-tiles, so dokdokon man nimo ng simento una. Remains the same nga simento siya. Wa man siya nahimong food, right? Physical change. Next is grinding. Grinding is the process of reducing a material into very small, semi-liquid or powder-like form by the use of grinding machine or by pressing them between hard surfaces. Example, sawdust, meat, coffee, ground pepper, and others. So, from the word grind, imo i-grinder, gagmayon nimo, imuon nimo siyang small particles or powdery like matter. So, nag-need ka ani og grinding machine. So, example, you have a kanang mga kakao, liso sa kakao. Nasaon man na nimo ganahan man ka magama og tabliya. So, moadto ka sa naay grinding machine. Imo to siya ipa-grind aron mahimo siya powder like form. Ana, na after powder like form mo na to, imo na po nang i-form na po na nimo mga shape like circle, heart, para mahimo na siyang tabliya. Pero pwede raman po og tabliya nga powder na may patabliya nga powder. So daghan class kana di ang pepper, paminta, lingin man na no. Diba, like small na siya nga mga lingin ng pepper. O naapot tay pepper nga powder like. O mo na grind na siya. Done! Mixing materials and separating mixtures. Mag-mix na taani. Filtration. Filter. From the word filter is the process of separating solid particles from a liquid using a filter, which retains the solid but allows the liquid to pass. Filter. Water dispenser. So, example in filtration is water dispenser. Or kanang coffee maker, di ba? Magbutang man tag powder na sa ibabaw. Then, after the powder na atay filter. Next to the powder is filter. Bubuan to nimo hot water ang ibabaw. So, mag-create na to sa jug coffee sa ubos. Pwede na kami inom. Next is drying. Drying is the process of drying a material into a very fine powder. Drying a material into a very fine powder. So, mag-create na to sa jug coffee sa ubos. Pwede na kami inom. Dagto. Muna'y filtration. Evaporation. Ibalik tanong. Mana naman yung evap. Another process of separating mixture is evaporation, in which a solid is separated from a mixture by making the liquid evaporate. Example is extracting salt from brine. So, mag-extract kag salt from brine. Look for page 93 on your book. You can see picture how to extract salt from brine. Distillation. Distill. From word distill is the process in which the substances in a liquid are separated by boiling and the vapor that is produced is then condensed. Distillation is widely used in removing particles and impurities in water, in producing alcohol, converting crude oil into fuel. So, producing alcohol class, o distillation through the process of distillation day na. So, I know that you are familiar with alcohol, kay kalingaw manina anato karon no, kay naman tayo we are facing pandemic, so naadjud tayo alcohol sa bay. So, o pangutanon gali mo, giun sa din ni paghimo ning alcohol. Mo answer mo og through distillation. Pwede na siya, mo answer mo through distillation. And also gasoline class. Converting crude oil into fuel. So class, have you observed gasoline in gasoline station? This naman nagikan where it came from. O this gikan ang fuel. O gikan na sa crude oil. Gikan na siya sa crude oil. And the process of distillation, giprocess siya sa distillation, mahimo na siyang gasolina, mahimo na siyang gas, mahimo na siyang asphalt. Kanang asphalt class, gikan gihapod na sa crude oil. Kanang asphalt to batong kalsada, kanang color black nga hamis. Nakita na mo na kanang sa atong road sa kalsada gi-asfalto o gikan na siya sa crude oil. Mao man nay waste. Ang waste sa crude oil gihimong asphalt. So gabi no ilang og na kay negosyo ani nga crude oil tanan magamit kay inag-distill nimo mahimo man siyang gasolina, mahimo siyang gas. Ag imo pagad yung wastes ag mga hugaw himuon og simento himuong road, so walay masayang no. So it is a big investment ang crude oil into fuel, and it is example of distillation. Magnetism, from the word magnet, mapilit, attract, and is a method of separating the components of a mixture of two solids. Example, metallic dust is removed from sun. So, mapilit. Ang mga metals, mo attract gajud sa magnet. Dahil kaning scissor. Ang scissor naipon ni siya sa mga paper. O asa may mo attract sa magnet, ang paper or ang scissor. So, inagdo sa magnet, mo pilit si scissor no. So I guess that we are done with our physical change. Again, what is physical change? Physical change is saman. A change that affects the form or appearance of a material but not its composition or identity. Example, ice cube melts. So in physical change, we have the change of state, deformation, and mixing materials and separating mixtures. So in change of state, under the change of state, these are melting, evaporation, freezing, condensation, sublimation, and deposition. In physical deformation, we have cutting and tearing, denting, stretching, shattering, and grinding. And the last one, the third classification, we have mixing materials and separating mixtures. We have under this are filtration, evaporation, distillation, and magnetism. Now express your learning. 1 to 7. So I guess that we are done with our lesson. Goodbye, children. See you again.